Okay,
Okay.
so we are live now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Cyberblog India team. I hope everyone is safe and taking care of the required precautions. So today in this live session, we will be talking about identity theft on matrimonial sites. Now, this is something which is not like new. It's been going on for like a decade or so. And today we have with us Ms. Nikita Das. She will be sharing her experience of identity being stolen on matrimonial sites, not once but twice. So, Nikita, thank you so much for joining us and accepting our
Most
invite.
most welcome.
So, yeah, now before we waste any more time, we will start with you. So, can you please like explain the incident of how things have unfolded and what are the exact things that have happened?
All right. So basically, this came to my attention back in 2018 by a friend from America that he was browsing through a site named Shadi.com, and he came across a profile with the name Tisha. And this person, Tisha, had my pictures, just one picture, but it was mine, and it had my age, my height, my religious beliefs, my mother tongue. It had really personal details that I don't normally put out
Yeah.
into the world. Like most of my closest friends won't know my mother tongue. Like that's really weird. But anyway, this person or this profile had all of it. Only the name was different, and the location showed somewhere in America. And so when that happened, I was angry. I was pissed off, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. It didn't even click in my head that it was something wrong. I just felt like, oh my god, someone is using my photograph without my permission. That's all. And at that point, my friend who was on the site did raise a complaint with the site, and they sent a name, like a normal generic, that we have blocked this profile and this person, and that's it. And on my end, my profile wasn't on this site at that time.
Okay.
And so from my end, I did call Shadi.com. I had a voice call with them, and I had told them that this is what has happened, and they were like, no, as per our database, it has been taken down. And that was that. I really didn't ever visit that incident again, and it didn't affect me as personally back then. Till about, I think this was during the lockdown in 2020. And another friend from London this time told me that, do you know any Tisha? And I was like, Tisha? Who Tisha? And they were like, I was on this website called Shadi.com, and it was the same profile, same picture with all my details just updated with the age. But everything else, like down to the T, was on there. And that's when I realized that this is something big and this is something that's not right, because I don't know, like I was really angry with the website in general, because like they said, like they tell their customers 100% verified profiles. I wanted to know, like I've written an array of emails to shadi.com, and I'm like, how do you do your 100% verification? Which they refused to answer. But yeah, it was terrible. I was in a terrible mind space at that point, where it just bothered me that why my picture, why my details, and who all has this one profile made. Like, it has definitely been on for quite some time, and it has just been blocked by the site.
So, Nikita, please continue.
Right. So I had written a series of emails to Shadi.com asking them how exactly did they verify their profiles, because they tell people that it's 100% verified. Another concern that bothered me was that okay, my friend brought it to my attention, and that's like a 1 in 100 odds of the people who are on that website. So that means that there are other people. Also, the thing that really scared me was this short that it was of an in America, like where we have a lot of people my age, people younger than me, NRIs basically in America, whose parents are sitting back in India expecting to find a girl for them over there.
Yeah.
So, like, it seemed like a huge scam. It still seems like a huge scam where this person must have taken them for a jolly good ride. I have no idea how deep this thing went or goes. And so I started thinking about all of this, and I really got freaked out. So I posted screenshots of the profile on my private profiles and tried to get Shadi.com to, talk to me on social media because they weren't really responding to my emails as such.
Mhm.
So no one, like, they didn't respond. But then someone from Cyberblog obviously picked up the story and came to my aid, and with their help I was able to get a complaint lodged on cybercrime. More importantly, I was educated that this is something that is terribly wrong that was happening. I wasn't overreacting. It's not my fault that something is stolen from me and these things have happened to me.
Yeah.
And like on my part, I would really like to take this forward. Like, I don't know, I feel like a crusader to do something about it, but I'd
Yeah.
really like, I'm trying to figure out how. But people need to be aware and really need to be careful about this. Like, it's downright scary. It's just weird. Like, because as I said, that there are people abroad. It's I mean, people who know me know that it is not me, but other people may have, had a problem with this person, and I don't know how deep it could go. So basically,
Yeah.
this that.
Okay, so we are glad that we were able to help you through the procedure so that you could report this incident. Now, there is a question that we would like to ask. Like, how does it feel to know that there is someone out there using your details and maybe initiating some conversations which you would not do, or maybe saying a few things that you would not do?
Basically, it's the second time round. It really hit a chord. It struck a chord. It felt more personal, and for quite some time I was in denial about it. I was like, "Arey rehne do de. It's just to it may be a bot. It may be I still don't know who this person is, or like persons, or if it's the website, or I don't know who it is, but I was in denial. I thought it's a bot, and it's just that. But then later on, I started thinking that people on this website must be engaging in conversations. They must be engaging in conversations where, like, the way I would try to do a background check on someone is give me your social media.
Yeah.
Then that got me thinking about, if one picture can go, how many pictures, and from where all, and how
Yeah.
can someone get access? Because to be honest, I think my mom told me that she had made a profile for me on shadi.com in the year 2016,
Yeah.
but that particular picture that is being used wasn't put up anywhere. It
Okay.
was my Facebook display picture for some time,
Okay.
but other than that, and then when people start asking you questions like, do you think it was personal, do you think it's an ex-boyfriend, do
Yeah.
you think it's a friend who doesn't like you anymore, it
Yeah.
just it blew up in my head. Like, I don't know, till now, like, I'm smiling about it now, but till now that scares me, and I'm like, how deep can I dig, and how deep do I want to go and look into this? Like, so
Yeah.
it's really not a great feeling. It's horrible. It's really horrible, especially knowing that it could be deeper than you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I hope
scary.
that the concerned law enforcement agency investigates the incident and finds out whosoever is behind this. Meanwhile, I also appreciate that not everybody is willing to talk about issues like this. Like we face many problems in getting incidents like this reported to law enforcement agencies. And the question that you told, that is it an ex-boyfriend or is it a friend that does not like you anymore? These are the people who can have a motive to do such an act, like creating a fake account or using your personal information. So generally, even after the investigation, the likelihood of this person being identified as the creators of fake accounts are like very high. The likelihood is very high, right? So thank you so much for taking out time today and sharing this incident. So before we
My
wrap this
pleasure.
session, yeah, there are a few things that I would like to tell our viewers. Identity theft or creating a fake ID is a crime under the provisions of Information Technology Act 2000. And if the said person, whosoever is behind this, is also involved in putting out statements that are defamatory in nature or content that is obscene or sexually explicit, then he is also punishable for all those acts. So if you are facing a similar incident, or if you know someone who is facing a similar incident, please talk about this. Please report such incidents, because irrespective of however difficult the situation might seem right now, there is a solution. And if you want help from our side, you can reach out to us on any social media platform. You can also reach out to us on our WhatsApp helpline at +91 9340 337396. So that's all from our side. Thank you so much, Nikita, again from all of us.
Most
Uh,
welcome.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please take care, everyone. We are closing this live session now.